All right, everyone, welcome back to the Buckle Bomb. We do this every single week with your host, the star boy, Primo Campos, and the boy,
Jay Mazing.
Yes, sir, Jay Mazin in the building, and with our guest. This man's been here at least every day since I've been here. Only every once in a while you don't come. You know, you're not really that dedicated, are you?
I don't love this business.
It's Austin James. Hello. Woo! Austin James.
Oh, I don't even have to make my own crowd noise.
Oh, jeez.
I was about to do my own crowd noise.
Speaking of crowd noise, I like whenever you're in tag matches, you bang on the floor and you like hitting everything. You make good noise in the ring.
I try it. Sometimes I hurt my leg doing that. The apron is the hardest part of the ring. So
Did you guys know that? The apron is the hardest part of the ring. I didn't know that, but thank you.
Mine's blown, just like my kneecaps.
Jeez. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, touch on that.
Your injuries in wrestling?
Oh, we're just going to get right into that.
Yeah. We're starting.
So where do I start? Do I just, how it all happened?
I don't know. Just what? Have you had a recent injury?
I mean, the only recent injury I've had was my broken ankle.
Wait, when was that?
Actually, it started this year. Literally the 2nd of January.
Sheesh, dog. How long did it take you to recover from that?
So I broke it on the 2nd. I had surgery on the 10th. And I got cleared early April.
Yikes. When did you start wrestling again?
June.
June? Oh, wow. So April, May, June. I had to recount the months. Do you guys do that a lot? I do that a lot. Where like I have to
do that
months.
too.
Yeah.
I'm
no
born in
better.
July.
Don't worry, I'm no better.
The only reason why like I have any like semblance of like what months are is I'm born in July, so I know that's the 7th month. I'm like, all right, 7. What's after August? And I count like that. That's not good. I used to be a math major.
That's way not good.
Yeah. Counting is not.
Math was my worst subject, so I have an excuse. So
Well, I get off topic. So yeah, you came back in June. You said your first match was in June, right?
yeah, it was sometime in June.
Yeah. Do you remember who it was?
Pluto Mars.
Pluto Mars. Were you there for that show, Jay?
I don't think that I was.
No.
I don't think that I've ever seen Pluto in a match.
How'd it go? Did you go over? First match back?
Broke his leg
Wait, like.
because he wanted to break my leg. Nah, I made him tap out with a leg submission. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
he threatened to break my leg, so I
Was that
returned
like
it.
return the favor? Yeet. Did you guys do like a bunch of promos with that, or he was like, "I'm gonna break your leg," just like you already broke your kneecap or something?
He
like that?
did. I'm bad at rebuttals. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna whatever I say can be said in the ring. So
Yeah. I mean, you were involved. I don't know if it was as soon as I got here, but you were involved in like this whole like promo tournament, right?
yeah, the Nastico promo tournament.
Nasty. That was hosted by Nastico.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Wow. How the tables have turned or something like that. I don't know. Circle of Life. I don't know. It's just crazy that he showed up on a show hosting a tournament for wrestlers that I didn't even know that was him that was hosting that. I just thought it was like the pro wrestling like page doing that.
I think this might be in all like the 4th or 5th because he's had like 2 or 3 of the guys tournament.
Yeah.
And like 1 women's tournament.
Do you guys win anything if you win the tournament?
I don't know. I didn't win. So.
Can you talk about that? Like,
That's
what was
fair.
that like? Like, did you communicate back and forth with other wrestlers, or were you just like, all right, time to record a video and post it up?
That was basically it. Time to record a video and post it up. And then you kind of, I don't know about the other guys, but I just like, it's going to sound weird, but like I stalked their Facebook profile to find something to talk about.
Yeah.
Like round 1, I was against Dean Fleming from SOAR.
Yeah.
And he used to like wear like a kind of like a suit-esque gear. And I just ragged on him for that, even though he actually has gear now. And he was like, and he commented on it like, that was actually gear. That's stupid. Actually gear.
He commented on it?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. How does that go? Did you guys have to take turns? Like, it was like, okay, I go first, and then they go? Because I feel like the guy, whoever gets the rebuttal, probably has a better chance, right?
No,
How do you feel about that?
you didn't get to watch the other person's promo first. So
Oh, really?
you'd both record it, send it to Nastico, and then he'd post it. Then we do the fan vote which is every like is a vote, and whoever had the most likes gets 2 additional votes. But then it goes to their own panel of judges to vote. So however many of the judges vote for you, and you won the fan vote, you get their votes plus the additional 2.
Jeez, that sounds intricate.
Yeah, that's a system, man. That's a system.
Jeez. Do you know who ended up winning?
I do not.
Dang, you just
I don't think it ever finished because COVID happened.
really? That was during COVID? I mean, yeah, it was during COVID. I remember it because I literally got added to our little Facebook page. I remember seeing yours and El Rayo's. Do you know where he placed?
I don't remember.
No. Were there any other AAPW guys in that tournament, or no? It was just you two?
I think it was just me and Orion. I mean, Jeff Gant was on there.
Oh, snap. Really?
That's all I can think of.
How did he source you guys for that tournament? Was he just like, all right, like, I just want to know.
I mean,
find you guys.
He messaged me asking if I wanted to be a part of it. He also made a post of people who like to comment if they want to be a part of it. And
okay.
I was like, you know what? I need to work on talking better and my promo work and getting out of my shell more. So I thought it would be just, all positive. And even if I won, no negatives at all.
Yeah. So the fact that he messaged you, I mean, you guys have worked together before then, right? Or somewhere?
No, actually.
No, really? So how did he find you? Like, how did he know you?
I don't know. I don't know how Nastico knew me.
Yeah.
I was just surprised. I was like, oh, man, he's messaged me to be a part of the promo tour. That's awesome. I'm down. Let's do this.
Yeah, cool. So you never, like, worked on a show with him before?
No, not that I know of.
No.
Not before the last one.
Yeah, not before the last one.
Oh, true that. I mean, but this is something I wanted to talk about because we've talked about it before, you and I, like, in private. But, I mean, you have traveled before for wrestling, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. One of those things was Top of Texas Pro Wrestling in Amarillo, Texas, where I'm from. Not a lot of people know about Top of Texas, but you went there. Can you describe how that was?
So,
if you want to.
It was me and Curtis Richter, who used to come to this school. He originally trained at Top of Texas before he came here.
Yeah.
And so we were going over there for a Dory Funk Junior seminar.
It's pretty cool.
And so we attended that, and they asked, hey, do you want to come for the show tomorrow? Be a part of our 2-ring Royal Rumble,
which is crazy.
It was
Especially for Amarillo. Amarillo's small too, dude. Like the fact that they sourced another ring is like baffling to me. But go ahead.
You're good. So that day of the show, and it felt like forever. I don't know why, but it felt like the day was going on forever. Like I guess maybe because I was nervous. It was like my first 2-ring Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But
it's a first for a lot of people.
Let's see. So my first time there, the fans don't know me there.
Yeah.
And so like they don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy, whatever.
Yeah.
So I come out the curtain and I'm just like, let's go, guys. And then they're just booing the hell out of me. And I'm like, I didn't even do anything. I was supposed to be heel, but...
Yeah, but you didn't even do anything.
I didn't do anything yet. And then I walked down the ramp and then this lady's like, you're not better than Jake Logan.
Yep.
I'm like, I guess? Because he had made his entrance before me.
Yep.
So I probably just drew the short end of that stay.
That's a hard dude. I can tell you right now from experience, they love Jake Logan.
They love him.
Is he the guy out in Amarillo?
Yes, he is. I believe he is in Orlando right now. I don't want to speak on what he is doing. I thought he was doing something for NXT. That's why he was going out there. Yeah, I met a funny story about that. Sorry to cut you off, but I was working at a Burlington store at that time. And him and his dad, who owns Top of Texas, they came in and they were wearing wrestling shirts. I was wearing a Bullet Club shirt because they were just like, wear whatever you want. You can call me Mark. I know you want to.
Waiting for it.
They were like, oh, you like wrestling? And I was like, dude, I love wrestling. Like, I watch it like every single day. And they're like, oh, have you been to a show like here? And I was like, I didn't know we had one. And so then they started talking to me about it. And the first show I went to, Jake was supposed to be a mega heel. The dude came out with like a bat and was like threatening to hit people in the crowd, and he was yelling at old women. and everyone was still cheering him. Like it was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Like they loved him. I went to his last match there at Top of Texas. It was a cage match. They brought out like tables and all kinds of crap. And Jake was yelling at an old lady in the front row for about 10 minutes of that match. And afterwards, whenever he ended up losing, obviously he was leaving, he did the favor. He gets out and like the old lady's like crying and like hugging him. And I was like, bro, what is happening? Didn't you just hate this? You were yelling obscenities at this man just like a few minutes ago. But yeah, Top of Texas, very bizarre place. But if you want to keep speaking on it, you go ahead.
Oh, that was pretty much it.
Did you not get any like more heat from doing anything else in that match or no? What else happened in that match? Because that's pretty unique. A double ring battle royale.
I mean, yeah.
Like nothing crazy happened. Like, oh, this didn't go as planned, or this was weird that happened. Amarillo's a weird place. I'll just say that.
Not that I can think of.
No.
I mean, you probably remember our conversation better than I do.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't remember it fully, so I don't want to speak on everything and get something wrong. But didn't you get eliminated earlier than what you wanted to or something like that?
No.
No?
I mean, I didn't really do anything in the match.
No?
I got thrown into the second ring, which the rings were kind of like one's higher than the other.
Yeah.
And people were landing in between the rings on the apron. I was like, I'm not doing that. So when they threw me, I launched myself into the other ring. I was like, I'm not landing there. So for the remainder of that match, after I'm in the second, I'm just sitting in the corner and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to let everyone do their thing. Oh, there's this huge guy right across. He's charging me. Here he comes. All right, he splashed me. I'm just going to let him eliminate me right now. I'm gone.
Jeez. I don't know. You didn't do anything else for Top of Texas? That was the only thing you did?
No, because after that was my injury.
Oh, jeez. Wait, when was that then? That was last year then?
It was December.
Dude, that's crazy.
It was a Christmas charity event.
Oh, so then I guess Jake Logan came back then.
Yes.
If it was, because yeah,
I knew he drew from Orlando.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go. Jake Logan, shout out. Coming back to Amarillo. Also, another guy. I don't know if you know him. Gino Valentino. I don't.
Tino Valentino.
Tito Valentino. There you go. Yeah, he's from Amarillo. Look, man.
I'm sorry.
I just work here. Fun fact: James makes fun of me for a lot of things where I get to make fun of him. One of those things is anime. We talk about anime all the time. You want to speak on your favorite animes?
Look, man. Look at a majority of the wrestlers in Texas, and I promise you, a good handful of them are anime fans.
Honestly, I mean, we had Zach on. We talked about anime for I don't know how long.
Yeah, it was about half his episode.
If you want to speak on it too, that's fine. Because just before we came in here, you put on a My Hero workout theme for the. Not a lot of people are here, so I don't think you got made fun of that much. But you did have it on.
I mean, Kevin knew the song, so.
Hey, man, I was vibing with it.
I like how in the middle, were you jumping? I don't know what you were doing.
I was doing squats.
Yeah, in the middle of him doing scoop squats, he stops. He's like, "Oh, this is the best part.
This is the best part of the song right here."
Look, anybody listening, if you can't get pumped to listening to "You Say Run" from My Hero Academia.
There you go, people. Go look it up from My Hero Academia. I can't make fun of you, though, because I kind of geeked out on Zach's episode about My Hero. What other animes do you watch?
I watch a lot of different types of anime. I mean, I guess I'll start with, and you're probably going to make fun of me for this, but my gateway anime was Sailor Moon.
I'm laughing just because I've heard you talk about it before. But,
yeah. Because I guess, a lot of people assume that, a lot of boys' gateway anime was, Dragon Ball Z.
Jay's fist bumping hard
That was actually the second one I watched. But I have a cousin who came to spend the night, and then she had, a Sailor Moon VHS, and me and my sister were just watching with her. That's what instantly just, became a huge fan of anime.
Dude, I can't even judge you for getting into that because, dude, when I first saw, Attack on Titan, I saw the trailer for it. Someone showed it to me, and I was like, bro, what? Oh, colossal giants. And they all look weird. They all have weird faces, and they're all naked. I remember my friend showing me that. And I was like, what is wrong with you? I'm not watching that, putting my eyes on that. And then I'm not gonna lie. We talked about this in Zach episode. The first season is very slow. And then I got into it and I was like, I am in love with everyone and everything about the show. So I can't blame you about Sailor Moon.
See, I have not finished season 1 because like you said, it's slow.
It is slow.
And it kind of like put me off. And then I heard like just so much good things about it afterwards. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just finish season 1 and go from season 2 onward. Because I hear that like season 3
I'm not a real fan. I forget. It's been so long. But the new season's coming out in December. So you better catch up.
I know, right?
It is getting crazy. Someone is going to make me cry in that show. I'm not even joking.
I don't know. I'm more into like slice of life.
Slice of life. Sailor Moon has slice of life?
No, I mean, I guess, but it's also like, you know, action, you know, good versus evil, but
would it be safe to assume that My Hero is your favorite anime?
Yeah, I mean, currently, like going on right now. I mean, it's not going on right now, but we're waiting for the next season. But yes, that's
out soon. I thought that was supposed to be coming out in December. The new one, season 4, right?
I thought it. I don't remember. I think it's next year, October now.
Jeez.
I think.
They hate everyone. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it sounds like they do.
Yeah. Speaking of that, you know, on the same kind of topic of ring attire, you have good merch from My Hero. I'm very jealous because I can't find any. Where do you sort? Like, I really like.
Oh, you mean my shirts?
Yeah. It's merch, right? That's merch.
So my Deku T-shirt, I literally came from Walmart. And my tank top that I have has the whole cast on it.
Yeah.
That came from GameStop.
Jesus. Do you think GameStop still sells that?
Actually, I went back to go look for it and they didn't have it.
God, see, now you see my dilemma. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not lazy at all. I just like, I'll type it in on like Google and I'd be like, My Hero shirts. And then I find some things. I'm like, those are all ugly. Like, I want to look good wearing anime, you know? Right? Is that bad?
I mean, that's a fair assessment.
Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like every episode of the podcast, I get just a very, like, brazen look from you, Jay.
No, man, I'm hearing everything that you're saying.
Chilling here with the P-boys.
Yeah,
the P-boys. Woo! I'm so happy. Keanu calls us the P. Just to bring back the curtain again. Now Keanu consistently says P-boys, says P-boys, and it makes me very happy every time he says it.
I'm not gonna lie, I bought a pizza for us, and I wrote P-boys.
He wrote P-boy. He wrote P-boys on the lid. You'd love to see it, baby. We're out here pushing things to the stars.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did. I did see that pizza box.
All right. Big thing I want to talk about, and I know Jay probably wants to talk about, is your Gauntlet match. You graduated recently. And
holds the record.
Yeah, fun fact, you hold the record for the longest Gauntlet match in AAPW history. Well, how long was it exactly? It was like a little over an hour, right?
Hour and some change.
It was a little over an hour, yeah.
Sheesh, dog. How was that?
It didn't even feel that long, honestly. I mean, probably because I was just dying, trying not to just collapse.
Yeah. There was a lot of moves being thrown at you and a lot of running you had to do.
A lot of shouting.
Yes, there was a lot of shouting.
Yeah, the energy was very, very high for the last two gauntlets.
Yeah, I would like put it to how many students were there? How many people were there that participated?
Somewhere around like 30.
Yeah, 28, I believe.
I will say, for that many people, the amount of noise we were making was pretty cool. It felt like, you know, when you watch like PWG clips and they're like, oh, bang on the ring, bang on the ring. That's exactly how it was. Did that motivate you any bit? Or were you just like, dog, I don't care what's going on out there. Like, I just got to survive.
It was kind of like filtering. Like, I was feeding off everyone, like cheering me on. But like, it was everyone that was like, come on, get up. Yep. Don't die. You know, like just tuning that out because that just messes with me. Yeah. So I was just feeding off of like everyone cheering me on. Yeah. So and then my parents were there too. So.
Yes. Oh, that was such a heartfelt moment. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I almost wanted to cry when your mom came up to the ring. I was like, oh! And
I'll be honest, for the people listening, I did cry too.
No, rightfully so.
Yeah. It was a big deal.
When did you, dude, your story into getting into AAPW is it's literally out of a movie.
I really wanted to touch on that. Can you talk about the process, very first conversation till when you walked in the door here at AAPW?
You talk about because Zach's told the story to y'all before, right? Not on the podcast, but like
no.
Not on the podcast.
Honest to God, the only time he's mentioned it, it's been like very, very brief. So if you want to touch onto it fully, because literally that's like something you hear out of the movies.
Yes. Only time I ever heard about it was whenever he mentioned it after your Gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right out of a movie.
So, years ago when AAPW used to be like on Shirley Lane, so I was friends before I knew Zach. I was friends with his brother.
Okay.
And then I met Zach like sometime after. Heads up, I'm a nerd, so every time he'd see us playing Yu-Gi-Oh, he'd just come in like call us nerds. And,
Wait, Zach was calling you a nerd?
yes.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
He shows his love in very unique ways.
That is very true. I can speak to that. Go ahead.
So eventually they started training at AAPW, and his brother tells me that, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I'm going to start training there one day.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I kept making excuse after an excuse, like finances, like, oh, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. And looking back on it, yeah, it was excuses that I could have just, done it and not, let anything stop me. Eventually it went on so long, and Zach just saw me saying like I'm going to start training. Oh, I'm going to start training this day. And eventually he called me out on it on Facebook. He's like, shut up. And you're not going to train. Just shut the bleep up.
Yeah. Self-censor. Shut up. Appreciate it.
Make my job easy.
And it got to me, but like, for whatever reason, like, it didn't motivate me to just like, I'm going to shut him up right now and join.
Yeah.
Flash forward October 3rd, 2018, I finally started my first day of training. So I want to say I had so October, November, December, January, February, March. Sorry, I have to do this. We were just talking about this earlier.
It's all good.
Like 6 months later, April 20th, guys, was my debut. Against it was me and John Warsaw versus Team Tex-Mex, Blue Blade and Ryan Voss.
Wow.
And then shortly after we had a talk, it was me, Zach, Pops was in the ring, not in the ring, in the office. I think Steve-O was there. Yeah, Steve-O was there because he knew about this too. He had told them like that whole story, and then Zach was like, I had to give it to you. Like you shut me up. Like, you're here. I didn't think you'd be here, and you're here, and I want to have your next match.
Wow.
So my second match was against Zach Taylor, and I mean, a match will always mean a lot to me because like, I hate feeling mushy, especially when it comes to Zach.
I'm gonna get mushy in this episode too.
It's all good.
So,
it's all good. It's real.
It meant a lot to me. I mean, it wasn't my greatest match. I even got a concussion during that match.
Jeez.
So I didn't remember it at home. I had to watch like the match back to even remember what happened. So that meant a lot to me. And so I mention it every now and then, and Zach mentions it every now and then. I kind of use it as a motivation to like people like don't let things prevent you. Don't make excuses. Like, don't let things prevent you from chasing your dreams.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's crazy. The fact that you kept saying, "Oh, I want to do it, I want to do it," but like in the back of your mind, you're like, "Nah, not yet." Like, I got this going on, and then someone calling you out on it, being like, "Man, shut up! Like, you're not about to do that." And then, I feel like it'd be very cliche for you to be like, "You know what? Now I'm gonna do it." But the fact that you waited longer and I don't know. You're here now. I mean, you just said it. And you had the longest match.
The longest gauntlet
match in AAPW history. Like, that is wild.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, injury in the middle of your training.
Yeah, dude. Injuries
still came back to finish.
I hate thinking about that day.
That's wild. That's wild, dog. I hope you feel good about that because I did.
I do.
Yeah, it was a very big deal for everybody.
Yeah, everyone. You can tell everyone, like, was very, very proud and very happy for you. Everyone was just sitting there clapping the whole time. It was a really good moment.
It was loud.
It's also kind of bittersweet because like the class I started with, like, I'm the only one from that class.
That's even more storytelling, dog. Like, that is wild. Someone that, like, wanted to get their foot in the door but didn't for whatever reason, is now the only one left. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, I hope you feel good about that because it's really cool. But time to get extra mushy because I just want to say thank you. I'm basically going to do this like every single episode.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Well, when I first started coming here, I was just working out on the side while helping production. And literally the first two people that came up to me were James and Marvin, a.k.a. King Cortez. They came up to me and they're like, wow, your form's crappy. Here, let me help you out. Basically, it was Marvin. Marvin started it.
I was going to say, like, I don't think I was that blunt with you at first.
Like, this seems too mean for.
Nah,
Marvin, I mean, now I can be blunt with you like that, but back then I wasn't.
Yeah, speaking of you being very blunt, for people who don't, well, I'm guessing not a lot of people do know. For Halloween, I dressed up as Jeff Hardy.
Oh,
and literally, I posted a picture of me dressing up as Jeff Hardy, and an hour and a half later, maybe 2 hours, I get a message from James going, wow, you're such a mark, dude. That's not even the right face paint with the right championship. And then we get to class on Monday, and this man gives me a whole lecture on things about Jeff Hardy that I didn't even know. I'm a Jeff Hardy fan. I didn't even know Jeff Hardy won the championship, and then it was on SmackDown. I didn't even know that. This man told me that.
I knew that.
All right. Okay. So Primo sucks. Basically what we're saying. Yeah?
Pretty much what you said.
You didn't even know the WWE title was on SmackDown.
Look, we're not perfect, okay? We're allowed to make mistakes, people. Right, James?
It's been there a few
times. You remember that awesome Triple H Khali feud on SmackDown?
Any of the awesome
But does anyone remember the... Come on now. No? Okay. Nah, but get back to my sappy moment. Marvin came up to me. He was like, wow, your form is not the best on that. Let me help you that. No, what he says is I wouldn't recommend you doing that. He's going to get on to us about that one. He'll go, I won't recommend that, or I wouldn't
It's not what I said, Way.
It's not what I said, Way. He came up to me. He was like, I wouldn't recommend you doing it like that. Do it like this. And then you came over, and you're like, here's some more lifts. And then we like... To me, it felt like a little 3-man group of lifting in front of the mirror. We would all rotate on the same bar. Or did you bring that bowling ball on the stick? Was that
no? That was Steve-O.
Oh, makes sense. Steve-O's a freaking beefcake. That dude is built.
I strive to look as good as Steve-O does.
Everyone in the school should, because Steve-O literally looks like that dude's just a beefcake.
The last time we were in here, I think you and I made the comment that his arms are just jacked and chiseled.
Honestly, there's a reason, but yeah, thank you for coming up, because at that point I wasn't really talking to anyone except production. I wasn't even talking to Pops like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't talking.
Guys.
And now look at you.
Now look at me getting made fun of every single week, every time I come into class
by everybody, not just us.
Honestly, that is crazy, huh?
You've come a long way.
Yeah, I came in, was not talking to absolutely nobody. Like I remember after class, Pops would be like, "Hey, production, like, what do you guys got to say?" You would say something, Kiana would say something, and then people would look at me, and I'd be like, "Huh."
So I will say, like, so when people come and join the school, there's some people, like, you can tell that they're not gonna last. But like, you're one of like the few people that like I look at and I'm like, hey, this kid's gonna be something.
Aw, now I'm gonna cry. Do we have a? Oh, yeah. No, that wouldn't be the right one.
I've got another one of these.
I appreciate that though, man.
I mean, because there's definitely been guys in here that like I've seen come and go that I've like you knew they had potential, but for whatever reason they're no longer here.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, especially from you and Marvin, because like I said, like since day one that I started even coming to the school and I was like lifting weights, just doing something on the side while I wasn't helping production. Like you two were the first ones to come up. I don't even know like what set Marvin to come over there, but the man came over to help. You came over, was working out with me, and it just became like a little 3-man little muscle group, even though I'm still skinny, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to talk about your Gauntlet match as well, because I was in that, which was very funny.
Oh.
We kept talking. This is just a funny story. We kept bringing up this spot where, like, I reversed a hip toss.
Oh,
and,
God.
like,
yeah.
Well, because there were so many layers to it. It started off very simple in the beginning.
I like how we worked on it the day of, and not prior.
I came in early, and, I was telling Marvin about it, and then you came in, and I was like, all right, so I'm going to block the hip toss, or not block the hip toss, act like I'm getting the hip toss, but do a front flip out of it, land it, give an arm drag. And then more people started coming in, and we were asking them about it. And then Adam, first of all, I love Adam, because he was like, because every time I see Adam in the ring, he just looks angry, so I'm like, I'm not going to say anything to him. It's true, right?
It's kind of true.
It's true. Like,
I'll
he just looks like
second
he's
that.
just like...
That's just his default face.
Yeah, it's just his demeanor.
He's like not even mad. It's just his default face.
Because Vert came up first, and she was trying to help me position where I land the front flip. And then Adam came, and he was like, I don't give this to everyone, but I'm going to give this to you. How about you try this? Literally landed the move first try. He went, blocked the hip toss. How would you say it? Like, flip it? Like, he flipped position, so he was the one giving the hip toss?
Reverse the hip toss?
Yeah, okay, my bad. He reversed the hip toss, hit dude in the gut, put leg over the head, and does a backflip into an arm drag. Adam was like, do that. He did it first try, and I was like, bro, what? First try. And I tried it, and it went very well in practice.
In practice.
It went very well in practice. And then, it came to my turn with you in the gauntlet. I could tell that you were tired. I just want to put this out for the record for everyone listening that knows about this gauntlet. You were on the ground when I came in, so I jumped on top of you, and I was like, we're not doing the spot. I
swear I didn't hear you say that.
I told him, the first thing I told him, I was like, we're not doing the spot. And so I started rolling on the ground with you, and then we do 3 rolls, and on the third roll, you're like, we're doing the spot. I'm like, no, we're not. And you're like, here we go. I was like, oh, my God.
I remember that one.
I was like, no. And then Zach was the ref for that. Zach knew what I was going to try to do. And as soon as he saw us doing the international, he was like, do what you know. I was like, oh, no. I mean, I didn't land it perfectly.
No.
I feel like I kind of recovered. Yeah, Pops.
I will say it did not go as bad as it looked like it could have for a second.
Yeah.
But, not perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. And I remember coming out of the ring, and Pops, literally, as soon as I get out, Pops goes, get over here. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And he was like, who taught you that? And I was like, if you want me to be honest, half the class taught me that. And he was like, why'd you do that? You don't know that. And I was like, look, man, James is insane. Because I went in there and told him, we're not doing it. And he literally just went, let's go. And we did it. And he was like, all right, well, if he told you to, I guess. But yeah, you're a madman for that. You were dog tired, and you're like, let's do it.
I don't know. For whatever reason, you said me in a headlock, and you're picking me up, and I was like, just small burst of energy. I was like, we're doing a spot.
I respect it, though, because it was fun. I felt bad afterwards, because I was like, that man must have been so tired. Because I was number 17 or 18 or something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the back half.
Yeah. But do you want to talk about any other people in the gauntlet? Like T-Ray maybe throwing you around? Or Adam? Or Zach?
Oh, Adam got it at you twice.
Yeah, because someone messed up and didn't get jump in.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Yeah, he jumped in the beginning. And then he had to come in at the end,
number
right?
9.
Yep, shout out. Oh, no, it was number 6.
Number 6, yes, that's right.
They both thought they were number 9.
Oh, yeah. I was looking around. I was like, you got to write lines on the paper to... Well, I mean, I guess that's a valid...
That's actually, I think, what they did for the next one.
I just heard number 6 repeatedly, and I was like, oh, do I get a break?
Yo, Adam came in
nope.
steaming.
Here comes Adam.
Yeah, he was not happy to have to be number 6.
Yeah, but how did the T-Ray go? Because I will say Greenback got murdered by T-Ray. How do you think your experience with T-Ray went?
Probably not as bad as Greenback's. I mean, I didn't have to take that spear for one.
Jesus, you definitely didn't.
That looked like that sucked for Greenback.
Yeah, that made me uncomfortable to watch. I still talk to Greenback about it.
Rightfully so. That he almost got turned inside out. That man went flying 3 feet.
It was
wild.
It was nasty.
You took some suplexes though, didn't you?
Yeah. It's funny because I mean, a lot of the stuff we do is teamwork to get things done. That was all T-Ray.
All T-Ray, dog.
He was like, belly to belly. He's like, okay. And then he lifts me up and holds me for 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll just take my bump now.
Yo, yeah, because you and Damaris, a.k.a. Jasmine Allure, you guys both graduated at the same time.
Yes.
Both had your gauntlet matches on the same day. Yo, she was taking some suplexes and even an F5 at one point. Yeah. She was getting thrown around, dog.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, she took her bumps, too.
You could throw her around.
Yeah, but it's the fact that, it meant... I don't know, just watching the discography of T-Ray, the way he looks, and then seeing, she's small, she's 5'2", and then seeing Jasmine, them two in the same ring...
There's a difference.
It looked like a snake eating something. The way T-Ray was going after you guys. Like he was just like, I remember when he first came in for you, he came in like slithering in. And
He did the snake thing.
I didn't see it. Everyone that came in came right behind me, so like I didn't get to see anybody coming at me.
T-Ray came in slithering and then just like continued to maul both of you. It was a sight to behold. Adam, I don't remember. To be honest, I can't remember most of it because I got lightheaded from screaming so much.
I don't either.
I was screaming the whole time. I was screaming and banging the mat the whole time.
My hands hurt.
The only thing I remember from my both times with Adam is that he let me pin him in the first one.
Oh.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because all I hear is 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, oh.
What?
Okay.
And what about Zach? Do you remember anything with you and Zach?
I just remember the little chop off we had.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My God. Brutal chops.
And so
Those were loud.
I was getting worried because like it looked like the chops were doing nothing to him, and I was like, I flashed back to our match where we did the same thing.
That's cool.
But my chops just sucked, and it makes you look bad if you're selling that looks bad. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
And so it's funny because like after I get through chopping him, and then he's all right. To stay true, I can't like not say it. So he says, he looks at me like, you know what? You hit like a bitch, and then chops the
That sounds like Zach.
hell out of me.
That sounds like Zach.
Like the loudest chop, the hardest chop I've probably taken ever.
Oh, it sounded like it.
And then after the match, he was like, I'm really glad that I got some good noise, because if I would have said that and then not made any noise, that would have looked bad.
Oh man, but that's another like come full circle. I mean, well, he was the last guy, or was it Steve-O?
Steve-O was
Steve-O was the last.
Steve-O,
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, but then Zach was second to last. Then I think, right?
Yeah, he was second to last.
Somewhere
Second
at
to
the
last.
very end.
Yeah, I will say Steve-O is in the ring.
Steve-O's usually the last guy for people.
Yeah.
Usually.
Zach was the last one.
Zach was the last one for Damaris.
Yeah, which is just to touch on that. Damaris is crazy. She went. How long did she go?
Not as long.
How many
I
brain
think it
busters did she
was.
take?
I think it was because of the whole number 6.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, because I heard her time was like
It was a little bit
58.
shorter.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
I was like, how did that happen?
Kind of noticeably shorter.
Yeah, just to put over Damaris, she was smiling and laughing the whole time.
I remember that made a couple people like not upset, but they were constantly telling her, like, you need to sell.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
need to
say
sell.
that.
You need to sell.
They were like, sell, and then she heard that Zach was coming in as last one. Bro, that is the biggest grin I've seen on. Which I don't get how she had a big grin, because she was in there getting thrown around, dog. Like those last like 10 people were like thrashing her.
Well, yeah, because the last 10 people,
she deserved every second of it.
They were trying to make her sell.
They were, and then she turned around and saw Zach, and I swear to God, that was the biggest grin on my face. I was like, bro, you've been wrestling for an hour. Why are you smiling so hard? Just to touch on the Gauntlet matches, but yeah, another thing I want to speak on is you just had a championship match against T-Ray. Yes, that was a good match too, man. I enjoyed it.
At our Halloween horror show, you can go ahead and watch that on YouTube.
It took me a while because I am my biggest critic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could ask me like how the match went afterwards, and like right after in the back, and I'll be like, I don't know, because I don't want to say like it's good until I watch it.
Yeah.
And it took me a few times to watch it, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I liked it. It was pretty fun. You guys had this. You had this crazy cannon. We talked about it Monday. Your cannonball off the apron.
It's the first time I've ever done that.
It looked cool though. You should add that to your arsenal.
So Steve does that move off the apron, and when me and Tia were talking about the match, Adam overheard that, and he's like, "Hey, you gotta ask Steve about that." And so we asked Steve, and he's like, "Go ahead."
Oh.
And he was like, "I guarantee you're gonna do it, and you're gonna want to do it even more."
Yeah.
And he's not wrong, because I want to do it more.
It was cool though. T-Ray caught you in the perfect position, or I guess technically you caught him in the perfect position. The fact that we don't have padding out there on the outside of the ring and you went for it is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Going to my testament on that, you're freaking crazy.
I mean, did you see his dive on me?
T-Ray went for it, dog.
Yeah. And I was so worried that like he was gonna overshoot me and like land on someone. They were kind of close.
Yeah, you guys landed like very, very close.
That did kind of throw me off, because I remember Pops was pretty adamant before the show, like, don't go towards the crowd.
Don't go towards the fans. And T-Ray
he went for them.
I honestly, I think he hit like the base of like someone's chair too. Like it was. I think I was walking by at that moment too, and I was like, I'm getting out of the way. Like I'm not.
I saw that because I catch him. I'm on the ground, and I just see a chair fly back, and I'm like, what? Did he hit somebody? No, I think someone like saw him coming and just bolted at it. Like they pushed the chair away and ran.
Mom too. I think it was a mom in the front row. It was crazy. But like, how did that feel being part of that show? Because that I can say that probably felt like AEPW's like WrestleMania with how like big the crowd was and how the reactions were. Like, how did you feel being a part of that? Did you reminisce on that afterwards?
I mean, it was really cool because, like, I mean, I love Halloween.
Yeah.
And I love hardcore wrestling. And it was actually my first hardcore Halloween that I was a part of. I didn't get to last year. I can't remember why. Oh, I remember why. We'll probably get into that later. But, yeah, I mean, I was the only non-gimmick match on the card.
Still a good match, though, compared to the other ones. That was a whole solid show, to be honest.
Really
the whole show was really solid.
I'm glad he was kind of joking about it. Pops was like, it's going to be you and T-Ray in a cake match. I'm like, what is a cake match?
That's how you guys got involved in that, for the people who don't know. You ruined his... how was T-Ray saying
T-Ray's B-Day soiree.
Soiree. You came in and you mushed both Greenback and T-Ray's face in a cake?
Well, I mushed T-Ray's face in the cake, and then Greenback was like, hey, what the heck? And so I threw him in T-Ray.
Speaking of that, you got out of the ring and you were on the mic talking with Pops. First of all, Greenback has impeccable aim and accuracy because that dude...
I'm glad he brought... Because I was going to bring it up.
That man pelted you.
I'm glad it was off camera.
Me and Dylan were standing right there. We're like, yo, Tom Brady, hello? Buccaneers are calling?
I watched the match back. Like, I watched that part of the show at back, and like I see him pick up the cake, and then him throw it, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm off camera because I've definitely felt that cake.
Yeah, you got pelted, dog.
It'll be like right here.
He's pointing in the middle of his eyes for the people who obviously people can't
Bullseye.
see. Literally
bullseye.
Greenback might just be your next NFL MVP. Just might be.
Well, no, Nastico, watch out. Greenback got an arm.
Ooh. Did you, speaking of Nastico, because that was a surprise to me when he came. Did you have any play in that, talking to Nastico to get him to come here?
I plead the fifth.
Oh. Keep it very...
All right.
I like that. Okay. Well, I guess with that, we'll just go into our patented 3 count. I hope that didn't blast anyone's... James, you've listened to the show. You know what the 3 count is, or isn't. We don't even know what it is, or isn't.
But for the people at home, please explain.
You love to hear it, baby. Basically, it's supposed to be 3 minutes where we probably ask you... It's supposed to be. What do you say, Jay? We just work here?
We do.
We just work here. It's probably not going to be 3 minutes. We're supposed to ask you rapid-fire questions. Answer as fast or as long as you want to. Who knows? We don't care. We don't even keep track of it anymore. We never did.
Seriously, I'm looking at a timer and it'll still go like 2 minutes.
All right, to start it off, James, you know what I want to ask.
But I'll ask it first. Who's your favorite ring attire
in the
whole business?
No. All right, scratch that. Editor and post. Scratch that. Edit that out. James, you know what I want to ask.
Jay Mazing is editor and post, so...
He's probably not going to get edited out. Who has your favorite ring attire in the biz right now?
In the business
Let's go like major leagues, big promotions, and then indies, if you can't do that. Can't say yourself, Mark.
I mean, I need new gear. Wow. You know what? I knew y'all guys were going to ask this, and for whatever reason, I just didn't have one.
This is like the one question that you knew was coming. You didn't prep for it.
It's the question, some would say. Or not say. The jury's still out on that.
3 minutes.
I don't know. I guess maybe the Fiend.
Ooh, okay. I don't think, no one's answered that yet.
No. Is it the mask that does it?
Pretty much the mask.
Yeah. I like his little clown pants. They're not clown pants because they're really tight on him, but I like the vertical lines.
Yeah.
I feel like vertical lines are a no-no in wrestling. Right? That's how lines go. It's supposed to be horizontal if you do line. I feel like no one does lines now that I think about it.
No. I'm not just straight up lines.
Yeah. Nah, he's cool. Just a quick question. How'd you feel about his championship belt makeover when he did that? Because that made me angry.
Yeah, don't ask me.
I was on the fence about it because I didn't like that it was going to be the championship he carried with him.
Yeah.
But I was really contemplating buying one of the replicas.
They got you. The man got you. Jeez, I hated it.
Like, I hate that he's walking, but I do want this on my shelf.
Wasn't it like purple too? Like the backing was purple or something?
I don't remember that
God,
much.
what a travesty.
Yeah, it was very, very heavy, gimmicky.
Yeah. R.I.H. that belt. Rest in hell. Because I hated that thing.
Oh,
Please don't. Watch the lights turn off and he's behind me.
Do we have a soundbite for the Fiend noise?
James, I said James. Jay, you got your ring attire question?
well, I mean, I don't really care about ring attire, but your favorite wrestling pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Year specific, if you can.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I just feel like that's the typical answer is WrestleMania.
Which is
It is.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. So do you want like my actual like pay-per-view that I favorite or just a so I was going to answer two answers.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So my favorite like pay-per-view is the Royal Rumble.
Okay. Which makes sense.
My favorite like
Because of the match.
yes. I also like the surprises and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Debuts.
Especially the one where Edge came back.
That was amazing. I'm sad they're probably not going to have fans for
I
this.
cried.
I cried.
Yeah.
I did. I teared up.
I cried when he left.
I did that too, as a
Yeah.
kid.
And I know we don't have time for it, but there's a funny story with my mom about that. And she even cried.
It's a good looking man. I'd cry too. Anyways, what was the second part?
The second part, for a specific one, is Elimination Chamber 2009, I believe it was.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Uh-oh. Jay is hyped.
Because it was on my birthday.
Oh, okay. Who was involved in that match? You guys want to school me up?
So
That was still with the 3 brands, right?
I don't think so.
No.
ECW was around.
No, yeah,
Kofi
ECW was
Kingston
still around there.
debuting
Yeah.
around that time.
Was it 2009? It was the one where Edge lost one of the championships in one of the chamber matches, and then
he screwed Kofi.
He screwed Kofi out of the
Yeah.
out of the world heavyweight.
Oh, Jesus.
That was
my favorite Elimination Chamber.
God,
yeah,
dude.
that
If we're not-
right there made for a really cool night.
Because like for me, that was like literally that was for me the start of Kofi Mania.
Yeah?
Because
Oh, man. All the way back in 2009, huh? He was on the rise, too. He really was. People forget that back then.
Because a lot of people forget until like he feuded with him, but everybody kind of forgot about his first feud with Randy Orton.
Yeah. I always remember the stupid thing, but I don't remember the feud at all. I just always remember that. Because it was Kofi with somebody against Randy Orton in Legacy, right? It was in that match, or was it just a one-on-one?
I think it was just a one-on-one.
I think it was just a one-on-one. Like the only time Kofi took on Legacy, I think it was when he was teaming with CM Punk.
Ah. Oh, yeah, they were a tag team. And they were champions.
Underrated.
Very,
Very
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 underrated team.
They mesh well together, too.
Shout
all
out
right.
to those ECW guys.
Oh, God, Jay and his ECW. Speaking
Okay,
of that,
actually, since I mentioned that, sorry to cut you off. I just want to kind of push back a little bit what I said on the last episode. I think that it may have been a little bit of an exaggeration to say that ECW was the A show. It was a show.
it was a show.
I think more what I meant is it wasn't as bad as everybody likes to make it sound.
That is still a very controversial opinion.
I will take that controversy.
Jesus. I like that you had to call yourself out.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, jeez.
I was editing it and I was like, God, you said
probably
that.
listened it over,
you
like, on
said
loop.
that. It's like, how can I edit this out and make it sound smooth? But it couldn't. So
Couldn't.
it's in there.
Yikes. ECW, you were there. That's how I feel about that.
B show maybe.
Oh, you were really pushing it. Jesus. All right, another question. I feel like we ask pretty frequently. Who are your top 3 wrestlers in the world right now?
Right now,
Can you do men and women?
I can.
Do men and women.
Like a 3-3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So why is it harder for me to come up with favorite men wrestlers?
I don't think it's a deep talent pool.
If anybody notices, a lot of my moves come from female wrestlers, so they make.
Hey, shout out.
Hey, shout out.
Kevin,
Hey, they do it just as great as the guys do.
Kevin was shouting out. Well, no one knows who Kevin is. Shout out Kevin with the blonde hair.
Shout out, Kevin.
Flower Child.
Yeah, the flower. Ooh, can't wait for that. But yeah, I was talking to him the other day. He was talking about he pulls like all of his moves he wants to do from like Stardom, Joshi wrestling. It's really cool. It's actually really good.
I recently just got into watching Kagetsu.
I don't know what that is. I can't even pronounce that. Anyways, do your 3 wrestlers, man.
I'm not even, because I was about to go off. I'm like, no, we don't have the time. So let's start with women. Rhea Ripley,
Okay.
Io Shirai,
Easy choice.
Asuka.
Asuka, very good choice. All WWE because they're women. We say it all the time. The best probably female roster in the biz right now.
I'll put it up there.
And for guys, God, why is this so hard? I'm cracking my knuckles and the mic is catching it.
Hard, man.
Sami Callihan.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
You don't hear that often.
That's a funny story of when I first met him. The only time I've ever marked out to someone.
Oh, the only time. We're getting that.
That and he's like one of the guys that like finally made me decide to take
get into training.
to like he wasn't the guy that made me want to be a wrestler, but he's the guy that's like, you know, I'm going to be a wrestler now because I watched a match of his and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do
awesome.
it.
Yeah.
Wow, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
He's a little bit slept on. Not his fault. R.I.P. We love you, Shinsuke. Come back to your original form.
I was just saying, he's still on
Another
TV.
one that's I mean, not really slept on, but like at least on the company he's on, Sami Zayn.
Yes. That man is, I will say, he's been very underutilized since he's came up on the roster. Especially, you know what made me mad? Whenever he was feuding with Braun Strowman.
I hated that so
That
much.
whole feud, I was just like, God, man.
Oh, was that for the Intercontinental?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Actually, was it? No, I don't think it was.
There was a first time he feuded with him.
There was the first time, yeah. The first time when he was just getting thrown around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
God,
Yeah,
I
what you mean.
hated that. Him and Kevin Owens, my God.
Yeah.
Like, they are literally.
That's another one I forgot.
Yeah.
Put the belts on those
There's so
guys.
many of them, I just can't like put 3 together.
They are literally, I believe it's called the Mount Rushmore of, like, independent wrestling or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally, like, them two are on that, right?
I mean, if we're talking PWG,
Yeah, PWG, it's them two.
the Mount Rushmore like stable is Owen or Steen, Young Bucks, Adam Cole.
Oh, and Adam Cole. Oh, dang. I love PWG, but
I mean, I called you a Mark, but now who's a
yeah,
Mark,
look
right?
at you, Mark. We need a Mark soundbite.
Hey.
Mark.
He Steen Owens called it. He was going to be the Universal Champion.
Which is crazy. Well, not crazy because he deserves it.
He
I wish that
did
would
it.
have lasted so much longer.
As soon as he
he was
became
such- he was
Universal
so
Champion,
good.
as soon as he became Universal Champion, I remember that promo where he's like, "I'm the champion of the universe." Like, wow, he called it.
Goldberg. God, what a terrible end to that freaking title run. That was so good. Him and Roman Reigns were good too, man.
I loved
After
it.
what your favorite pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble, that was a good match.
I was actually there for that one live.
Oh, where was that? San Antonio?
San Antonio, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait for. Actually, hot topic. I don't know if you guys heard, but WWE is talking about maybe Texas being one of their new temporary homes for a little bit because they want to do. They said they want to do something interesting for the Royal Rumble,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
they listed off L.A., Texas, and I think staying in Florida.
I think last year's Royal Rumble was in Houston.
It was in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. WWE, please come because I have never been to like an official like WWE
Yeah, I've
event.
never been to a WWE show.
I always went to the house shows. Well, one house show, and that was it.
I've never even been to a house show.
Dang. Yeah. That's cool though.
I've only been to 2 Raws, and then the rest of the shows I've been to like pay-per-views.
I feel like Raws and SmackDowns are probably iffy because they're probably either really crap or really good.
Well, the only 2 Raws I ever went to were back in the 90s.
Oh, that's
so it was
awesome.
actually
So,
Yeah.
Like the last one I went to was the go home for King of the Ring '98.
Oh snap!
It was it was before Kane versus Steve Austin in the first blood match.
Bro,
Kane was WWE champion that day.
He was.
R.I.P. dog. What? That was only like one day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that day. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it on. James, thank you for one, helping me get integrated with the school, and two, for being on the podcast. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Hopefully we get a good episode again next week. But yeah, we'll see you guys.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2. Oh, I hope so. That'd be cool.
Coming soon.
Maybe. Yes, absolutely. You're a good guest. Shout out to you. Get it.
I definitely have a lot more, but we don't have a time for it.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.